Hi, I'm Erica, and I hope your week is off to a fantastic start. I'm thrilled that you're here, and if you're new to the Tea Minds, then welcome. This is a lovely, warm, cosy space where we pause for tea so that we can reconnect with ourselves, rebalance our mind, body, and spirit, and learn how to savour those precious moments before they slip away. In each episode, we explore how something as simple as a cup of tea can be a gateway to mindfulness, mental fitness, and learning to be more present in the way that we live. With inspiring tea routines, thought provoking insights, and heartfelt conversations with amazing guests, this is your time to pause, rebalance, and thrive. Life is fast, but your tea doesn't have to be. So pop the kettle on, grab your favourite mug, and let's dive into the art of living with a tea mind. Hello, and welcome to this episode where we are deep diving into the fire element, and you're going to rediscover your joy, energy, passion, and flow again. Because the fire element in Chinese five element theory is the epitome of passion, warmth, and transformation. It represents summer and it really embodies that peak energy and joy and connection. Its energy is dynamic and radiant, it fuels growth and it sparks inspiration. In the human body, the fire element is associated with the heart and the small intestine, as well as the mind's ability to connect and to communicate. Its emotional counterpart is joy, which, when balanced, brings lots of laughter and enthusiasm. But when it's a little bit out of balance, it can sometimes lead to restlessness and to anxiety. So, fire governs not only the peak of energy cycles, but also the flow and rhythm of life itself. So by integrating the fire element into our daily practices through tea routines, we can help to cultivate enthusiasm and creativity while at the same time maintaining that balance within our everyday lives. So a tea mind routine that centers around really achieving your flow state, that state of deep engagement, perfectly aligns with fire's vibrant energy. And that couples perfectly with the warmth and boldness of black tea, which provides both physical and mental invigoration. So just turning to some of the characteristics now of the fire element. The first one being transformation. So when you think about fire, it can convert wood into heat and light. It symbolizes the energy required to change and to evolve. And in life, this means moving from stagnation to momentum. So getting forward action, moving ideas into action. And it encourages us to embrace change and to radiate energy, which allows our inner light to shine a little bit more brightly. In a tea mind practice, fire's transformative energy can really be harnessed through tea routines that promote focus and flow. Anything that allows us to fully immerse ourselves in meaningful activities. Another key characteristic is connection. So the fire element governs relationships and communication and sparking connections between other people. And its warmth fosters empathy and understanding, which help us to create more meaningful bonds with ourselves and with other people. So when the fire element is balanced within ourselves, we feel connected to ourselves and to others with a deep sense of joy and purpose. This joy and creativity is another characteristic. Like a flame, joy spreads and illuminates and energizes everything it touches. And creativity thrives under the influence of fire. It inspires artistic expression, innovation, and bold thinking. So by aligning ourselves with the fire element, we can start to channel this energy into productive and fulfilling endeavors. So as I mentioned, black tea is the real spirit of fire. It's bold, robust flavors with energizing properties which align perfectly with fire's warmth and transformative energy. And as one of the most oxidized teas, black tea undergoes a process of transformation itself that reflects fire's ability to convert raw material into something vibrant and powerful. There's lots of health benefits of black tea, lots of studies showing things like energizing properties, because black teas, it does contain caffeine, like all tea that comes from the tea plant Camellia sinensis has caffeine naturally in it, which can provide a sustained boost of energy without the jittery effects of coffee. And this makes it ideal for activities that require that focus and flow. There's also many studies to show that there's lots of different chemicals packed into tea, black tea as well. Things like polyphenols, which can sometimes be said to combat oxidative stress and support heart health. So yeah, if you're interested in finding out more, there are lots and lots of studies on the health benefits of tea, including black tea. Some also show the ability of black tea to promote mental clarity, perhaps through the combination of caffeine and another property of L-theanine, which enhance mental alertness and focus. So I think that's why we turn to tea in any time when we want to de-stress or focus or whatever the situation. Black tea can help us because it keeps us alert but relaxed at the same time. There's more studies as well to show that black tea might help aid digestion, which aligns with fire's association with the small intestine, which in turn governs nutrient absorption and energy distribution. So the tea routine that I recommend for our fire elements and to drink with black tea is achieving flow state. And flow state is, you'll know if you've ever sort of really been in the zone doing something that you're completely absorbed in, you're totally immersed in an activity. When you experience that heightened focus, creativity and satisfaction. And it's something that stretches you just enough that it's outside of your comfort zone, and aligns seamlessly with fire's qualities of dynamic energy and transformation. So I'm going to talk you through a little step-by-step tea routine, which you can either follow along with me, or just note down the salient points and do it in a time and place of your choosing. So first of all, as always, we want to prepare our space. So choosing a space that inspires focus and creativity. Fire thrives in environments that are lovely and warm and inviting and energizing. So consider adding elements like some candles or warm colours. Red is obviously fantastic. Or maybe a small plant, anything to connect with fire's energy. And next, select your tea. So brewing a really strong, robust black tea like an Assam, Darjeeling, a Lapsang Souchong, paying attention to the rich, deep aroma and the deep colours of the tea itself, and allowing its transformative energy to really awaken your senses. I'm brewing some Focus Mind today, which is a Ceylon black tea with lots of different herbs, lemon balm. It's got a bit of ashwagandha and some apple pieces. So it's really good for focus. And then we want to begin with some stillness. So before you go on to drink your tea, just take a little moment to just check in with yourself and sit comfortably, noticing your feet firmly on the floor, your back in a nice upright position, and just focusing on your breath without trying to change it. Just inhaling nice and deeply, inhaling relaxation and exhaling any tension. And just repeat this a few times for a sense of calm and presence. And then when you're ready to brew your tea, you can start to sip with intention. So just focusing on the warmth and the bold flavour. And as you sip, just imagine the energy of the tea flowing through you, just igniting that creativity and that focus. And with each sip, just imagine yourself becoming more aligned with your task or your goal. And next up is to identify your task. So choosing a specific activity that you're going to focus on during this tea routine, whether it's writing, brainstorming, problem solving, or a creative project. Just set a really clear intention to really fully immerse yourself in whatever activity it is you're choosing. And then while you're sipping your tea, begin to engage in your activity and really immerse yourself in it. Let distractions fade away into the background as you become really absorbed in the process. And just like your breath, if your mind starts to wander, just gently bring your focus back to your task and to your breath. And just enjoy your time, really being in flow. If it helps, maybe set yourself a little timer, maybe 5 minutes to start with, and you can build up gradually. And the final step, once you finish your activity, is to just take a moment to reflect and recharge. And just be curious as to how you felt during the process. And notice if you had any insights or any progress. And then just finishing off your tea and your tea routine. So hopefully you'll find that useful as you go through your week this week. There are also some other elements that you can bring in to help cultivate that fire element. So to bring more joy and warmth, just engage in activities that really spark joy within you, whether it's spending more time with loved ones, just putting some music on and dancing around your kitchen, or just doing a hobby that you've maybe not done in a while. Fire really thrives on that laughter and connection. So really start to surround yourself with people and experiences and activities that uplift your spirit. And then let your creativity flow. So in any way that really resonates with you, whether it's writing, painting, cooking, doing a craft, anything that's really going to get your creativity flowing. And then physical activity, because fire is a really dynamic energy. So start to incorporate activities like yoga, dancing, or brisk walking into your everyday so that you can really start to ignite your body and your spirit. Then mindful communication. Start to really practice mindful communication by listening actively and expressing yourself openly and calmly, and starting to encourage empathy, and just notice how that comes up for you over this week. So when the fire element is vibrant and energizing, it can become slightly overwhelmed if it's not kept in balance. So signs of excess fire or an imbalance within the fire element would include things like restlessness, anxiety, or maybe you're finding it really difficult to focus. Conversely, if there's too much fire within your system, that can lead to apathy, or low energy. So to help to rebalance, it can really help to create more structure in your life using tools like scheduling or to-do lists to help to maintain your focus. Also grounding practices, which can help to counteract excess fire, such as spending time in nature or just slowing down to have a mindful tea drinking moment. And then also, if there's an excess of fire, it can help to incorporate cooling foods like cucumber, watermelon, and just having more water, drinking more herbal teas like peppermint or chamomile can really help to rebalance as well. So there we have it. That's a deep dive into the wood element. And I hope you find that useful and can start to take this flow energy tea routine into your week this week. The fire element's a real source of passion, connection, and transformation. And by integrating these practices into your daily life, you can start to harness its energy to begin to cultivate more creativity, focus, and joy into your everyday. And black tea, whichever black tea you choose with its bold and invigorating qualities, is the perfect companion to these tea routines, which fuels both your body and your mind. So as you sip your next cup of tea, let it remind you of your inner fire and really notice its warmth and vitality, and channel that energy into living more joyfully, fully, and authentically this week. So yes, how will you ignite your fire today? I hope you find that useful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I encourage you to consider one idea that you could take forward into your own life today. If you found this useful, please share so that we can bring more people along on this Tea Mind journey with us. And just a little disclaimer to note that the content shared on the Tea Mind podcast and web pages are for informational and inspirational purposes only, and are not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your doctor or qualified healthcare professional with any questions that you may have regarding your health or a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you've heard on this podcast. The host and contributors of the Tea Mind podcast disclaim any liability for decisions made based on the information provided. Always consult a professional for your individual needs.